end president any minute from now. We have been given the 2-minute warning. The NRA went into radio silence in the days after the shooting, even as their nightly web newscast continued. The powerful gun lobby group did promise in a statement to make, quote, meaningful contributions. This morning, 1 week to the day since the tragedy in Connecticut, bells tolled 26 times in Newtown during a moment of silence for the victims. That moment at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, the same time the gunman forced his way into that school. Bells tolling across the country in mournful solidarity and remembrance, from the suburbs of Massachusetts to a cathedral in Manhattan to the Basilica in Washington, D.C. And in the nation's capital, President Obama held a moment of silence on his own, away from the cameras. However, in a video released this morning, the president spoke to the thousands of Americans who signed a We the People petition calling for gun control, and he vowed to take action.
As I said earlier this week, I can't do it alone. I need your help. If we're going to succeed, it's going to take a sustained effort from mothers and fathers, daughters and sons, law enforcement, and responsible gun owners.
With the president calling for concrete change by next month, there's already signs of Republican resistance to his push for stronger gun control.
What has bothered me the most as a representative is how this has been politicized so quickly.
Do you dare come on my show and say I am using the slaughter of 20 little 6- and 7-year-old children? I'm using
Joe,
that
how many
for
children do you
purposes,
have?
Tim?
Joe, how many children do you have?
I've got 4 children, Tim. Answer my question.
So do I. And I refuse to let you say that because you have children or anybody else, that we need to actually politicize this.
Joining me now, Delaware Attorney General Beau Biden, whose father, Vice President Joe Biden, is leading the president's new gun task force. Los Angeles Mayor Antonio Villaraigosa, current president of the U.S. Conference of Mayors and a member of the Mayors Against Illegal Guns. And also joining the conversation is Congressman John Yarmuth of Kentucky. Gentlemen, stand by. The NRA has started their press conference.
Welcome you here this morning for the purposes of beginning our discussion of the topic that's been on the minds of American parents across this country. And that is, what do we do about the tragedies of the sort that struck in Newtown, Connecticut, to avoid such events in the future? Like most Americans, we were shocked by what happened. Like all Americans, we've been discussing all of the various options that are available to protect our children. And at this point, we would like to share our thinking with you. And for that purpose, I'd like to introduce Wayne LaPierre, our Executive Vice President. Thank you again for being with us. And at the end of this conference, we will not be taking questions, but next week we will be available to any of you who are interested in talking about these or other issues of interest to you. So contact us, please, at that point. Thank you very much. Wayne?
Good morning. The National Rifle Association, 4 million mothers, fathers, sons and daughters, joined the nation in horror, outrage, grief, and earnest prayer for the families of Newtown, Connecticut, who have suffered such an incomprehensible loss as a result of this unspeakable crime. Out of respect for the families, and until the facts are known, the NRA has refrained from comment. While some have tried to exploit tragedy for political gain, we have remained respectfully silent. Now, we must speak for the safety of our nation's children. Because for all the noise and anger directed at us over the past week, nobody has addressed the most important, pressing, and immediate question we face. How do we protect our children right now starting today, in a way that we know works? The only way to answer that question is to face the truth. Politicians pass laws for gun-free school zones. They issue press releases bragging about them. They post signs advertising them. And in doing so, they tell every insane killer in America that schools are the safest place to inflict maximum mayhem with minimum risk. How have our nation's priorities gotten so far out of order? Think about it. We care about our money, so we protect our banks with armed guards. American airports, office buildings, power plants, courthouses, even sports stadiums are all protected by armed security. We care about our president, so we protect him with armed Secret Service agents. Members of Congress work in offices surrounded by Capitol Police officers. Yet when it comes to our most beloved, innocent, and vulnerable members of the American family, our children, we as a society leave them every day utterly defenseless. And the monsters and the predators of the world know it and exploit it. That must change now. The truth is,
NRA, stop killing our children. It's the NRA and the assault weapons that are killing our children, not armed teachers. We've got to end the arming. We've got to end the violence. We've got to stop the killing. Stop the killing in our schools. Stop the killing in our malls. Stop the killing in our streets. The NRA is killing our children. We've got to stop the violence. And violence begins with the NRA stating the true facts that they are the perpetrators of the crimes that are taking place in our schools and on our streets.
the truth is that our society is populated by an unknown number of genuine monsters. People that are so deranged, so evil, so possessed by voices and driven by demons that no sane person can ever possibly comprehend them. They walk among us every single day. And does anybody really believe that the next Adam Lanza isn't planning his attack on a school he's already identified at this very moment? How many more copycats are waiting in the wings for their moment of fame from a national media machine that rewards them with wall-to-wall attention and a sense of identity that they crave, while provoking others to try to make their mark? A dozen more killers? 100 more? How can we possibly even guess how many, given our nation's refusal to create an active national database of the mentally ill? The fact is this: that wouldn't even begin to address the much larger, more lethal criminal class. Killers, robbers, rapists, gang members who have spread like cancer in every community across our nation. Meanwhile, while that happens, federal gun prosecutions have decreased by 40% to the lowest levels in a decade. So now, due to a declined willingness to prosecute dangerous criminals, violent crime is increasing again for the first time in 19 years. Add another hurricane, terrorist attack, or some other natural or man-made disaster, and you've got a recipe for a national nightmare of violence and victimization. And here's another dirty little truth that the media try their best to conceal. There exists in this country, sadly, a callous, corrupt, and corrupting shadow industry that sells and stows violence against its own people through vicious, violent video games with names like Bulletstorm, Grand Theft Auto, Mortal Kombat, and Splatterhouse. And here's one. It's called Kindergarten Killers. It's been online for 10 years. How come my research staff can find it and all of yours couldn't or didn't want anyone to know you had found it? Add another hurricane, add another natural disaster. I mean, we have blood-soaked films out there like American Psycho, Natural Born Killers, that are aired like propaganda loops on splatter days and every single day. 1,000 music videos, and you all know this, portray life as a joke, and they portray murder as a way of life. And then they all have the nerve to call it entertainment. But is that what it really is? Isn't fantasizing about killing people as a way to get your kicks really the filthiest form of pornography?